that we have a difficulty to actually make the change. We like to talk about it, we want it, but actually to do it, it's something that is beyond us. So how would you approach a person that wants to change? What are the steps? What does he need to go through in order to make a change in his life?
I will start with the question, I am happy with what I'm doing. If the answer is a question, am I happy with what I'm doing? Then if the answer is yes, there is nothing to change, although everything is constant change. If something saying, yes, of course, I want to change, I'm not happy with some part of my life and I like to change, then we have to investigate what is it that we like to change in the relationship, at work, the habits of eating, exercise, communication. We have to find the area that we think or we experience that it's not good enough for us, and there is a space to change, the space to approach it different. So the first step is determine or to find out what is it that we like to change. So far, so good? Step one?
Yes.
Great, I'm happy. Step two.
Okay, yes.
Ask, it's okay.
I just wanted to give an example. For example, something that I want to change, then we can maybe go through the process with that, or just we name the steps.
Okay, talk to me.
So I want to change my approach. Let's say, okay, the first thing came to mind, the laziness. So I want to have a vital body and a vital mind. And I'm lazy, or I have an obstacle to actually make this change.
Okay, so what I hear, you want to make more exercise, then you will have a vital body.
Work on the body, work on the mind.
Okay, let's start working on the body. If you notice, when we work on the body, we have to find something that we like to do. Okay, when you like to do something, are you lazy?
When I like to do it, no.
No. So the first step is to find out regarding the physical, working in the garden, walking into the ocean, swimming, playing some game that it's moving, bicycle, just name it. You have to find something that you have passion about, you like to do it. So when we experience I am lazy, it's because mentally the mind say, I don't want to do it. It's too difficult for me. I don't enjoy it. There is no fun to do it. We have to find that it will be enjoyable, fun, something that we look forward to do it, and not we have to do it. And in conjunction, we already can use the movement to support the body. And once we are moving the body, we can do the same thing with the mind. If you want to do exercise from the mind, find out what it is that we like to do, that it's a game, it's an exercise, something that we have fun, something that we have motivation behind, some passion behind that. So there is no ability to tap into being lazy, because we don't consciously doing the choice of I want to do it. Many times we are believing we have to do it. It's good for us. Then there is a tiny war that starts within us. Do it or not doing it. Because notice, all of you, when you do something that you want, eating, cooking, walking, meeting these people, it's effortless. You don't postpone it to later, like the coffee. I want coffee.
Now. A
good coffee. Yes.
So, okay, let's say I want to find something that is enjoyable, that I like. Then I have something in the back of my mind, but I like something else more. It's like a habit of doing something that gives me some pleasure. Instead, it's like more than doing the exercise. Then why will I choose this over this?
It's not about choosing this rather than choosing the other thing. If you see the benefit of you doing something for the short term and long term, we must be creative, not comparing. We can do this and we can do that. Some things that we do, we like less than the other things, but still, if I want to move my body and I can be creative to do something that, okay, I don't necessarily will have 100% pleasure, it might will be challenge, but still doing it, it's very much, I appreciate to go through the process. And if I don't appreciate, I'm not ready to do it. So it will be like a fight. If I'm not ready to do exercise with my body and any idea will come into my mind will say, but no, this is too heavy, it's hard, blah, blah. So it means I'm not ready to do change. And sometimes it takes a while to observe, and when the time will come, I will do it. There is nothing to fight with, because doing it in order to do it, to get the result, it's basically, that's the disease. I must do something. If I'm not going to do something, it's not going to be good for my health. That's the disease, not doing anything.
And it reminds me that you pointed that these things come from us wanting to do it, because many times we hear it from someone or read it from a book that, let's say, change your approach, positivity, some practices, and all sounds, I mean, it sounds reasonable, it sounds right, it sounds like something that would support me in theory. But to actually do it, there has to be some pulling, some calling to start and experiment, like the practice of smiling, for example, that I had resistance for a long time, so until now, to smile, to keep doing it. And there has to be something inside that says, yeah, now I want to practice it.
Yes, this is the nature of the movement. When the flower ready to blow, to open, then it's happening. I don't know how it's happening. There is many theory about inspiring people, motivate people, which is some works, some not. It's fine. I see once we follow our passion, or the willing to do what is supporting us, and we appreciate that, then one will lead to another. We have to find what is it that I want to do and I appreciate to do. It supports me to be who I am. it supports me to be happy, healthy, and positive, just name it. It doesn't really matter. It's not like they used to taught us, you must do it, you should do it. No, you do what you feel it's right for you to do, even if many times we don't know why. Because I want to do it, and I'm happy to do it. I'm happy to do it, so I'm happy to face a challenge, face the unknown, face the fear of failure, which we can see that if I don't try, I'm already failure. Why should I not try and find out what works for me? Leave everyone's opinions alone. It's in a way, that's what I see passion. Being here and ask myself, what do I want to eat? With whom do I want to be? What do I like to do? That I feel, yes, I want to try, explore, change, and not being afraid of the change, or not being afraid that I'm not going to get what I want, because I don't know what I want. I will discover it moment by moment when I do it.
I'm very connected to what you said about when I don't want to do something, I say I can do it. And in this time, okay, there are things that I really want to do, but I have this belief that I'm not capable of doing. So I'm not really want to do it. And I see that sometimes it takes time, like I observe it. And when the right moment, I don't know why it happened, it happened.
Yes? That's also my experience, that when the right time comes, doing is happening, lots of energy, knowledge come, enthusiasm. So that's how we meet the change. And when we are not invested in the past, we are not afraid of the change, because we are not afraid of the unknown. Whatever will happen, we'll meet it. We stop, we ask questions, we see what is the alternatives, the opportunities. We will come with positive intention to find a way. And when we do what we like, and when we spend time in a place that we want, with the people that we want, positive energy, creation energy, and I don't experience being lazy. Lazy, I must do something, and I don't have to.
I wanted to ask about the change and challenge, because they work together, so it seems. Because for us to make a change, we exit the comfort zone, the known, to do something different, which brings some challenge. So how do we deal with the challenge of making the change?
First of all, dealing with challenge is to see that the challenge is all imagination. Okay, it's a future. What is the challenge right now? And then if I found the challenge right now, I can work with the challenge. So the fear of meeting the unknown, it's apply when I'm focused on the unknown. But when I focus on what is happening right now, and everything is known right now, I can work with the physical and the mental challenge and find a way, because there is energy. I want to find a way. I want to change. I want to see different. I want to experience different. I'm excited to find out how life can be different if I try this or that.
How positive thinking can help us to make the change we want to. Like even to say a mantra, I can do it, everything can be solved.
The positive thinking supporting us to come back and be present. Because if we notice, when we have a negative thinking, we very much going to the past, comparing, projecting to the future. When we have a positive thinking, we don't think so much. We are happy, we know that we can find a way, and we are not dwelling so much on the past and the future. So positive thinking supporting us to be present and find a way. So it's energy of, instead of the mantra, I cannot do it, I'm weak, it never worked for me, going past, projecting to the future. Yes, I can do it right now. Let's see what is in front of me. Let's see what is the possibilities, what is the benefits, and let's take action. And the mind will come, but then I will be not able to do it. Great. So in a positive attitude, let's meet it. I cannot do it. We will find how can we do it. So there is an inspiration to always to find a way, because within everyone there is the knowledge and the knowing that it's just a matter of time. We will find a way when we want to, and that's the key word. When we want something, we have energy, we are positive, we are not focused on why not. We look why yes.
What about wanting the result of something and not really wanting the process to get there?
Oh, very nice. I love it. I'm for many years looking for some master to show me how to get without to do. It's like a typical Jew that wants to give less, get a lot.
Get all.
Get all. I don't know. Sorry. I know that I have a motivation to get the fruit for my action. I have a motivation to get to the goal. That's what motivates me to go to the process, to go on the journey. And I see that I'm learning so much about myself and my ability through the process, then the goal is extra. What is the 90% of benefit of reaching the goal is the journey. It's the journey of meeting the unknown, the journey of being creative, journey of learning, practice, finding the way, try again, be creative again. That's the excitement of going through the journey. The goal is, yes, it's a motivation, it's a reference point, I like it, but it's 10% of the 90% of the movement.
What about
yeah,
wanting to lose weight, wanting to lose, let's say, a significant amount, but it makes the process to eat less, do more exercise, and all I want is the less weight. I want to...
Yes, that's a good example, because I want to feel lighter. Now, I condition to do diet. Diet is to fight with the food, with the condition of my habits as eating habits, yeah? But that's not the only way to deal with being light, okay? We have to be creative and find a way that maybe I'm losing 10 kilo in 2 years better than try to lose 5 kilo in 2 months and torturing myself. We have to look at the short term and the long term. And everything that we do, we have to have passion, and we have to have some positive and some motivation behind that. Not just I focus on my goal, but the journey, it's nightmare. I will not reach the goal. If the journey turned to be a nightmare, the goal is just imagination. If I want to reach the goal, I have to break and find the journey that I can also appreciate. If not enjoying the journey, I appreciate that I'm not going against my nature and against my will to deal with the situation.
What about determination? Because in every change you have the cycles, and you go through this process, and sometimes you want, sometimes you don't want. You want less. And what do you do with this determination or consistency, continuity?
What I do with that is basically I find out when you want something very badly you want it. You cannot wait to start the journey. Does it apply for you? Motivation and continuity and self-discipline?
You see, in the process, there are times that I want less, that I'm not so eager. I wake up in the morning not so eager to do the exercise today.
No problem. Then you look at the big picture and you do tiny exercise. Instead of doing 1 hour, you can do 5 minutes. That's okay. And some morning you wake up and you don't want to do at all. Is that okay? Because the journey is to adapt. The journey is to meeting life as it is, to see my ability in this moment, isn't it?
What about a mental change? So I have negativity and I want to transform it into positivity, into let's say a non-judgmental approach to life.
This is even easier mentally when you remember. So there is different technique. Each one can use different technique. I can give just one example. When you want to change the way we speak from negative to positive, either we are recording ourselves sometimes and listen to it to remind ourselves how negative we are, or we practice few times a day a list of statements that represent positive attention, positive attitude. We can put different stick and signs all over us and remind us that to think different, to think positive, to find a way. And we do this reminder enough until it starts to remind us within. And when I start to notice what I'm talking and it sounds like negative, I can shift it. And that's even easier because I'm motivated to change the way I speak. And if I speak negative, it affects my energy. I'm negative. So there is different technique. It's easier to use it when we are not in reaction. When we are calm and relaxed, we start to rebuild new habits, new condition of things different, things positive.
What about the echo? I mean, it takes a while until you really see the fruit of it. Sometimes it feels like it doesn't work. Look, I do it for 2 weeks now. I repeat this mantra every day, this positive statement, and it doesn't seem to sprout. I have to keep sustaining.
Yes, so that's very straightforward for all of us to remember. When we focus on the change and we like to have the change, it takes us away from the change. We build frustration and anxiety, and that's the reminder again, because without the idea that I must change already, I want to change right now, would we approach it differently? when we know that we put the effort, we try, we do it over and over until it will work. Now it's not working, no problem. Guess what? I have another chance, and I have another chance. So it's a kind of reminder that, yes, I'm doing it to have transformation or change, but I don't know when. And I very much appreciate the process of remind myself, or people remind me, and practice again and again until it becomes my nature. So if we approach it with openness mind, with patience, with the ability to see that habits and conditions sometimes take time to change completely. And we are okay with that, because if I have an idea how quickly, how it's supposed to happen, I'm putting myself into a war. For what? What do we get from it?
How do I know if, let's say, I'm in the process of something and it's very challenging, and how do I know if it's work in a way? Maybe I'm just struggling with myself, like what is the sign that I get stronger, that it get better, that things are moving?
The sign that it starts to work, because guess what? It does work without the belief how it should work. Because suddenly I'm more aware, no? I'm aware that, I forgot. I want to shift my attention, my attitude. So working, it means it's changing, but it's changing anyway. So I don't know if it will work in the future. I don't know if I will stop behaving like that. What I do know that right now, when I'm aware of it and practice, it is working for me. Many times when I have a reaction in the beginning when I practice, I can see that something is changing. I don't have to find it's work or not working. I want to find if I want to keep doing it. If I want to keep doing it, it means it's working for me because I want to keep doing it. If I don't want to do it, then I stop and try something else.
I also noticed that in this process of transformation, change, the self-beating, the self-judging, and yeah, these are the words that come, are just postponing the process. It seems like it goes against the actual process.
So who would we be without knowing what is the process, how I get better, not get better, although we need motivation, that we are not just doing something and nothing is working. So every time we hear this judgment, something is happening right now. Something is moving. We don't even know.
It's just so
Okay? So we concern on this moment. And in this moment, judgment arises. Can I acknowledge the judgment as it is? Not good or bad for me? The moment I acknowledge the judgment, I can plant the seed. Let's start again. Right now, I can do it. Right now, I can be aware of it. And then all this setup of the goal that I need to achieve and have fully transformation, who would I be without this idea?
Yeah, I see that the picture in my head, the imagination about the future, how it should be, that's what makes me really suffer. And when I want things to change and they don't, as my expectation. So, but it's bringing me back to the question, so how I know things change? Because I have a picture in my head how things how I want things to be, and it's not. Sometimes it looks very far away even. So how I know if it's working, not working?
So I give you a tip for all of us. Does it really matter? Are we experiencing something is not changing right now? When you eat and you ask this question while you're eating, the first few minutes, how do you know that it's worked for you while you're eating? What is your answer?
I don't think I have a goal in eating.
You don't have a goal for eating? Next time you're not going to eat if there is no goal for you. I
want to feel good.
You want to feel good, you want to feel full. Yes.
Yeah.
And how do you know when you eat that that's happening to you and you're not making mistakes, or maybe you're not in the right place?
Just eating.
Just eating. So now take this example, and for anything, although eating is obvious, but something we do, we cannot very much seeing it right away because we're not paying attention to it. Now let's start to pay attention. What is the reason that I want to work on myself? It's already working for me. Just the thought that, okay, I start to work on myself. Isn't it working?
Just not the way I want it to be, but it's working.
Exactly. So why not to focus on the change itself? And we will see what is the result. It will be unknown, and we can adjust if it's necessary.
What change to focus about? The change of life, or
every moment, no? Okay. You have an idea that you want to change, no?
Yes.
Anything that you want to change, this thought already make your change, no? Just thinking, okay, I'm going to change now. Before, if you don't have these thoughts, you will not change anything.
So I see that many times in my life I have this thought, I want to change, I want things to change, and they are not, and I feel stuck. I feel stuck a lot of times.
Yes, because you try. That's why you feel stuck, isn't it? Did you try what you want to change? Or you just mentally mantra, I would like to change. One day I like to change. One day. And it didn't work if you didn't try. What is the reason we don't try?
Fear.
Okay. So, what do we do?
Question it.
Let's investigate the fear, and let's try and see if the fear, the mental fear, meeting the actuality.
Yeah, I see that immediately when I have something I want to change, and I say to myself, okay, I will do something, I will act different. Then immediately I have this image in my head how it will look like, and most of it, and I see it's negative, like how it will fail, how it won't work, how it will just make things worse.
Yes. So once you're aware of it, you can change your attitude and habit and say, okay, that's I'm conditioned with that thoughts and I follow them for a long time. Let me try something else. Put aside all the thought, investigate them. Is it true? All the fears, and start to try and see if you really meet the fear.
רוצים לעבור לעברית?
Who's listened to the Arabic? דיה. Okay, this is דיה. כן, אנחנו יכולים לעבור לעברית. אני אכבה שנייה את הריקורדינג.